Hey, good morning, you guys. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Monday to you. This morning, we're going to be doing a simple warm-up of a animal. The animal just happens to be a baby orangutan. So we're going to do traditional today. I'm working with the Call Erase pencil on Bristol board. I do this because of just the fact that, I've got plenty of Bristol board. It's got a nice area. I like these pencils because they don't have burrs in them and they don't smear when I draw, and I can erase. I'm working today, actually I'm doing I'm doing a couple things here. First of all, I am videotaping you with my iPhone. So a while back I had a little mishap with my iPhone 10. I ended up breaking it by accident. Now I've got the new, well, not new anymore. I've got an iPhone XR, and I'm shooting you guys in 4K. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to see, what the best option is for my my videos. I've got quite a few cameras, and I want to have the best experience for you guys. So the only thing is the way that I've got my camera set up, I feel like I'm too far away from my drawing. I don't know. You guys, whenever you draw, you typically have to be closer to your drawing. I typically don't, but in this case, I feel like I'm too far away. So we'll see how it goes here. I'm not really here. So you guys saw, started out with circle, and I'm going to come around here. Here's his shoulder. It's going to come around here. Here's his hand mass. Going to come around here. That shape comes here. It's kind of foreshortened just a little bit. And he's got these hairs that come all around here. And that other wrist, that other hand comes here. So I do kind of a distance relationship between these items. You guys can hear that I'm snorting this morning. Allergy season is in full swing. The chinnopods. I'm allergic to ferns. Ferns. So I'm allergic to ferns, and it causes me to snort and snot. I've tried multiple allergy remedies over the years, and a lot of them just are not a good solution for me, because they do things to my brain, and pseudoephedrine causes me to go crazy, to say the least. I don't know if you guys have any issues with that. I sure as heck do. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing this morning. Dealing with yucky allergies and doing a really simple drawing for you guys. Monkeys. Why do I like drawing monkeys? I don't know. I just like drawing animals in general. I just like that I can see, simple human emotion in them sometimes. And, baby animals in particular just have that innocence that I really, that cuteness, that cute factor. And, baby monkeys are just so darn cute. I love baby monkeys. Yeah, so today I'll be doing a lot of digital sculpting. A lot. I'm not looking forward to it, but digital sculpting requires a different set of, in my opinion, artistic muscles, and if you're not really used to doing that, then sometimes it becomes a little bit of a struggle getting back in the, the rhythm and flow of doing digital sculpting. He's got some crazy hair. He's got crazy hair everywhere. Excuse me. Crazy hair that comes down here. He's got this little muscle group that comes here in his ear. All this fur comes here. And then here's his ear. I think a lot of times too, we get so mired down and bogged down in the details that we start rendering too early. You know, the distance between here and here is not right yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come bring that back. His head needs to go back just a little bit further. He's got a nice, that comes here, right? Here, that wrinkle group, maybe down a little bit further. Maybe his wrist is bent here. It comes here, right? And they got that. It goes like that. His mouth doesn't really come up that far. It's kind of abbreviated. It comes here. And then he's got this fur that comes like that. Okay. And then the wrinkles, you know, they come from here. And he's got that wrinkle group that comes here. And then eyelid that comes like that. Probably sticking my head in the shot, and I apologize for that. I'm just trying to get the gesture correct here before I continue on. He's got this fold that comes like this. I am looking at reference of a monkey. I'm trying to get this actually goes back way further here. I'm gonna have this go like that. And that tree comes here. You can see a little bit right here. And then it comes down because there's other arms on top of it. So it's gonna go like this. Right, and then maybe we have, comes here. There we go, okay. Bridge comes up, and he's got this nice arcing eye socket cavity that comes here. Yeah, and this eye's way over, or I'm sorry, the ear's way over here. So I'm gonna take this eraser because I don't want all these lines messing me up. There we go. So basically I go like 1, 2, and it's right here. Here's the edge of the ear. And the top of it kind of coincides with that crease right here. So he's got a couple creases that do this. And that eye bridge comes around here, and he's got some scraggly hair. It comes here, right? He's got that lid. Maybe a eye shine right there. And again, you know, that eye comes down. It comes up, around. And then we've got these wrinkles here that come up and around. Okay. He's got this little brow right here, right here. Okay. And he's looking off in the distance, pondering life, saying, what am I going to do on this Monday morning? What's going to happen? A little bit too much. Let me put a little bit of a highlight in there. Just slightly, because that eye is foreshortened. Right? Slightly. Comes here. Right, and I got this nose mask that comes like this. Got that crease that comes down here. And I've got these little fur things that come here. Got a little fuzz right here, and then it gets into full-on kind of fur that kind of goes right here. So I watched a cool documentary on, I believe it's on Netflix, and it had to do with the dark crystal. I highly recommend it. It's a fan for those of you who like art and concept work. I highly recommend this because it gives you kind of an insight of exactly how this particular property was able to come to fruition on Netflix. And, you know, they initially started it as CGI. It was going to be CGI mixed with puppets, and, you know, they realized that it was going to be an issue. So they kind of intermixed maybe some motion capture. Not really sure, but either way, it was a really cool documentary to watch and to see something that I saw, you know, when I was a kid. I saw the Dark Crystal when I was a kid. It didn't change my life or anything. It was actually kind of frightening at the time, and it was kind of a disconnect. You know, and it definitely has a place in our cinematic history. It was just, it was unfinished, in my opinion. It was very weird, and a lot of things that you didn't understand. And I, as a child, had kind of a hard time following it. But now that, you know, I'm older, it's kind of got a definite feel to it that really talks to me. It's got, you know, it's just a really cool idea. Very complex, much more complex than what you realize. And especially, you know, that's probably why I didn't understand it as a child, because it was too complex. And, you know, the ideas and just the things that were going on at that particular, you know, point in time in my life. I just didn't understand it. Now that I came back and I have a different perspective as an adult, you know, I really enjoyed it. So, you know, go and check it out. It's really cool. Okay, get that bridge of the nose. So then I come back and I'm starting to flesh out these areas that I had made a mistake on. Like this line right here that comes up. This line comes up and it goes around, and that's the eye socket here, and then it's really big. And then here's this particular side comes right down the center, right? Like this, and it defines the entire center of the head. And then we come here, and here's the beginning of this eye socket. So this eye is kind of shoved in this little area right here. And then I've got this crease right here. And this is the eye socket right here. And then you have this cheekbone, right? That comes here and it goes down. And you've got orangutans are very interesting animals. Here. And then this comes over here. It defines that a little bit better, right? And then he's got all this fur up here. I'm going to tilt my brush, or my brush. This is a pencil. I'm going to tilt my pencil on the side here in just a second. Here's his jawline that comes around, right? And here's his hand. His hand's a little bit further over than what I had originally thought. So here's the corner of his eye right here. So you've got this crease. And then you come here. And here's the beginning of that hand. He's got fur. And the initial shape of the hand, it's long. He's got these long, like here's his wrist, it comes around. And he's got this fur that comes here. And then it goes underneath. Like that. And you got that tree. Right? And here's some more of his fur comes here. And here's that little pooch of his wrist. So here's the wrist bone. It comes here, and then it comes around. Finger, finger, finger. Okay. And then we come here. You draw a little bit of burr, right? Got some plants. Here, my hand's going to sleep. Sorry about that. All right, so then we come over here. That shoulder, I changed my reference quite a bit. You don't want to really copy your reference. You want to change grain. Real simple. And here, now this hand is wrong. So I'm going to come here, right? I've got that armpit. His armpit's right here. Here's his shoulder. The start of his shoulder comes over here. And then his ear. Again, his ear's wrong. I want to get that. Comes here. And I've got all this fur. See, the photographs lie to you. See, if it was me looking at this monkey, I could determine, because I'd be in a three-dimensional space. Photographs lie to you. That's one of the things you have to remember. Whenever you're drawing from photographs all the time, it doesn't give you a real understanding of exactly what stuff looks like. So always remember, drawing from life is going to be a better situation overall if you have the opportunity. If you don't, I mean, who has the opportunity to go and draw orangutans unless you live by a zoo or something along those lines, so the ear's too big. So draw from life as much as you can. It'll give you a better practical experience and let you understand that three-dimensionality, because, you know, whenever you draw, you need to think of form. You need to think of height, width, and depth. So whenever you look at photographs, photographs are flat. You're looking at a 3D object, but in a flat environment. So it flattens everything out. It's like if you were to draw closing one eye. Try to do that. Try to go through life and draw something closing one eye. It'll flatten everything out for you. And that's basically what you're doing whenever you draw using a photograph. Yeah, it's very important that you guys learn how to draw from life. And that, what that'll do is it'll help you. Hopefully my head's not in the way. Oh, I hope not. Oh, no, we're fine. Oh, awesome. Because the lens is on the other side. So, hopefully you guys are, you know, drawing, getting a little bit of something every single day, doing something a little, you know, every single day. You know, I don't endeavor to change the world through my drawings. I just endeavor to change a few people's perspective on what drawing can do in your life. You know, drawing is a skill. It can be learned. It can be practiced, just like any other skill in the world, you know. I'm not dumbing drawing down to the level of, you know, riding a bicycle, and I'm not saying riding a bike is dumb. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is drawing at its very root is a skill, and it can be practiced and it can be learned. And, you know, hopefully, let's see, we're going to do this. We've got that nice muscle group that comes up here. So here's the top. Basically, the top of his muscle brow is up here. It's way up here. So you give it a little bit of an indication, and that muscle's here, and then this one goes up. So we're going to come here, give it out a little bit. Okay, he's got his brows that come around. So we're going to tilt on its side. But yeah, it can be learned. It can be practiced. And I highly recommend you guys that are interested in learning how to draw and being, you know, an artist. It is a lifelong, you guys, it's a lifelong endeavor. That's the reality of it. Drawing to me is hard. It's hard. It's always been hard for me. You know, the only reason why I'm able to do anything in the art world as a career is because I practice all the time, right? Practice, practice, practice. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm just defining those forms a little bit better. So, you know, you've got that muscle right here. And I'm constantly moving around, you know, rechecking and checking. I haven't even really put light in here yet. I'm just still trying to get my gesture down. Here's the top of that tree. Top of that tree comes here, and then here's the top of his hand, arm, whatever you want to call it. And this fur comes like this, right? Here's the tree again. In terms of composition, there's something called the rule of thirds, where you divide your page, you know, a horizontal line, horizontal line, and then you go horizontal line, and you have these places of connection, right? He's a little off center and to the right, and then I've got this large contrasting mass right here. You can't even see that. Here's his hand. Comes here, and he's got a thumb that comes up. And there we go. So what I'm going to do is kind of define this a little bit better, really simple, and it's a contrast. Here's that tree again, and it's going to be darker, that dark fur shadow down here. And all the fur right there, really simple and rough. I like it rough. Not really. Here, draw some fur in, right? So now we're gonna draw a couple little fur dudes here. You could spend literally hours on fur, but this fur is a little bit different because it's fur, but it's hair. So hair, you know, it has clumps. So we'll have a little bit of thing coming here, right? And you've got a bunch of fur coming here, but it's a dark mass now. So we're gonna do this. And then we're gonna come back, we're gonna draw some of this. And this has dark shadow on it right here. And I'm just basically going in and roughing in. Like if you were to squint, if you were to look at a 3D object and you were to squint, it breaks things down in such a way that it goes to tone and value. You know, I'm looking at value right now. I'm defining those shapes a little bit better, right? See, this has almost a tangent right here. So what I want to do is I want to have his chin break that plane. So I'm going to have the tree go behind his chin a little bit. And I'm going to have, and I'm not drawing that line like this. I'm just giving an indication of the fur, if that helps. And I'm shading too in the direction that I think the fur is going to go. So the fur kind of goes over his wrist. So it's like this, right? And it comes down, and here's the other half of, see, the fur comes here. Here's the other half of that arm, right? So just shade that in to kind of break that a little bit. All right, so now I like the way this is headed. I'm just gonna start doing some fur here and there. You know, maybe draw in here, here. Here's that arm right here, comes here. It's underneath all this fur, but you still give a little indication because the way orangutans, their hair, it's sparse in some places and then it's thick in others. So you have to give a little bit of a differential. Okay, so now I've moved on from a color erase pencil to something a little bit softer, the Kohinoor Progresso. So I'm going to do a little sharpening action. And again, you guys know that I have two pencil sharpeners because I don't want to intermingle the, see now this gives just a little bit darker of a line. I'm not going in and try to redefine the lines at all. What I'm basically doing is just redefining some of those creases. I'm not going in and redrawing everything because I like how soft this is. Just push and pull. I'm pushing and pulling right now. Right? Maybe define the eyes. Give that dark color. That dark, you know, that tone a little bit darker. So we're going a little bit darker here. That goes up like this. I'll shade that in just a little bit. Got that other shadow that goes like this. Maybe it goes like this. You know, not trying to go in and redraw the entire thing because I don't want to do that. Because I like the simplicity of this. You get that nose comes down a little bit. I like how, I mean, I'm missing the shadow that comes along here. Oops, that happens sometimes. Sorry about that. I don't want it too sharp. So here, you know, we're going to come back up here. We're going to work on this eye just slightly. I don't want to go too far in. Right? So I got that shadow that's right here. And literally, I could spend hours, and I'm talking hours, on the nuances of how the light is affecting this particular, you got all these creases and stuff that come here. And I'm not going to go in and draw those. I just want to give a slight indication, right? Just a slight indication. I'm not trying to do anything major here. I'm just trying to get a little bit better definition of its ear. Comes here. So what these drawings do for me, you guys, I know that I do a lot of warm-ups. I do a lot of drawing in general. Eventually I'll get to actually drawing and painting some of these things. It just has to do with work. It has nothing to do with the fact that I don't want to finish anything. And sometimes even, maybe I do want to finish it, and maybe I'll finish it on my spare time, whatever that is. I don't know what spare time is. A little bit better definition here. Got some scragglers here. All right, maybe there's a highlight right there. On the other side, like right here, it's a little bit better. And eventually I'll come back. I'll see these drawings after years or months or whatever, or even weeks, and I'll come back and I'll be like, oh, I really want to finish that. I really want to finish that. So we've got a little bit of shadowing right here. I like this negative space right here that kind of feeds in. It goes, right hand side, and it goes to this contrast part right here. I really like that. So let's go back. Some little scragglers here. All right. Kind of define his head a little bit more. We'll come here. Right. All right. But yeah, I could literally sit here and fart around with this piece for hours, but I don't want to do that right now. Here we go. So this is a nice hair group right here. It kind of goes here. Right, darken that in just slightly. Right, it's got a nice shadow that's right here that brings that highlight out right here on this cheek. And I could probably come back with my eraser. I can go in and mess around with this, right? Define that a little bit better. It's darker right here. There's that dark shape that's from the other arm. Right, got this shadow that comes here that turns into fur right here. All this is fur. Right? So here, come around here. Okay, so I think that's pretty much what I was looking to do this morning. Something simple, something easy, something off the cuff. I wasn't really, planning on doing anything major. I just wanted to get you guys a drawing this morning. I'm trying to post a video every single day. And of course, when you have tons of work like I do, it's not easy. So like and subscribe if you like what you see. Please share, share the videos if you can. Obviously I'm trying to grow the channel a little bit. You guys have seen that. Here we go, a little bit better. I wanted to define that a little bit better, and then we'll have that crease come around like that. And then we have this. Literally, like I said, I can come here and I can sit there and mess around with this for hours. So, yeah, thank you guys. And we'll see you next time. Bye.